Hey, kitty. Waiting for this to start. Welcome to the Ministry of Tarot channel. I'm Natasha. I'm going to be your hostess today. I'm filming this privately so I can post it tomorrow. I just got through with the Who is Stalking Your Social Media reading for all signs. And this is the all signs reading for Does your next potential romantic partner have good intentions on you? So you haven't been with this person yet, but you know who I'm talking about, right? Probably. Well, maybe not. So does the next person who's coming in that you have go on a date with and have a romantic relationship with, do they have good intentions? So basically, it's a loaded question. You're asking if they're gonna, use you for smacks, or they want to live off you, or they just don't sound like. Are they a good person or they're a bad person? Is basically what you're asking. But I will ask it in the way that it was suggested. So I took a survey of my clients this morning, and this was one of the questions that they came up with. Okay, I am filming this on April 27th, and this will be for April and May. So now until the end of May. Okay, the decks that I've chosen are the Movie Tarot, and to clarify, the Shuffle Tarot. I think this is B. Yeah, B. And this merges two or more Rider-Waite images to make a more dynamic message. And then if the clarifiers need clarifying, I have the Wizard of Oz Tarot. Okay, please like, share, and subscribe because it helps boost the channel. Let me get to this part and check to see if the sound is working, because I'd hate to read for the next 3 hours, because these take about 3 hours or 2 hours. Okay, the sound is on. Cool. Okay, again, Movie Tarot. So it's going to take the Rider-Waite card, kind of flip it on its ear to provide an extra layer of meaning with the movie theme, right? Most of the images here are identifiable as movie scenes. And I'll just guess they're into it, the others. Hi, little monkey. I'm going to begin to Aries, with Aries and go all the way to Pisces. Again, please like, share, and subscribe because it's a pretty even exchange of energy, I think. Okay. Does Aries' next romantic partner have good intentions for a romantic relationship with Aries? Does Aries' next romantic... Ooh, this wanted to come out. Four of Swords in reverse. They might be healing from something. Or you might be. But we're going to be sitting in their energy, okay? Mostly. Does Aries' next romantic partner have good intentions for Aries? Does Aries' next romantic partner have good intentions? Will they have good intentions for romance with Aries? Does Aries' next romantic partner have good intentions for Aries? So you either just started going out with this person, or this is the next person coming in. And the card that basically popped out and wanted attention was the Four of Swords in reverse. They're healing, or they're coming out of a time of enforced rest. So they're either healing from an illness or just healing from a Three of Swords. Okay? Not looking great with the card we don't speak of in reverse. Remember, in this movie, I think it's Machete. At any rate, she's a vampiric presence. This is, in reverse, this is sex without love. Just saying. And Temperance, they might be someone that people go to get everything from, or they may offer everything. But they might be Capricorn, Scorpio, Leo. They might be a very intense person because you have majors so far. They might have a history of incarceration. Eight of Wands in reverse. They might have a lot of negative energy that they just shoot towards you. Eight of Cups. They might be very unpredictable because 2 eights is a tarot cluster, mean surprise developments. They might walk away from you after having smacks with you. They're a seducer, okay? Because she's a seducer. In reverse, this is sex without love. I'm just saying. Then you have the 9 of Coins in reverse. They have a fear of being alone because maybe they have a big family or a big circle of big group of friends. And then the 5 of Coins. They might be broke too. The answer is definitely no. Okay. Now, could be sun sign or moon sign. A lot of people don't know what their moon sign is, or their Venus or their Mars, right? So my Mars is in Leo in the 5th house. And my Venus is Libra in the 7th house, which means I've been promised a really great partner in this lifetime. And I'm like fair and balanced in relationships because 7th house of relationships, right? That's just so this could be their sun sign or their rising sign or their moon sign. So your sun sign is what people project out to the world. Okay. And their moon sign is how they really are when you get them alone or with their friends or intimate situations. Okay. Seducer, sex without love. They show a lot of patience or they have a history of incarceration. They're perfectly okay with giving negative messages. Maybe they're constantly recovering from something. They can walk away. They're also unpredictable. I mean, this is how you know them or will know them. As soon as they'll show this like on the first date. It's like take it or leave it. This is who I am. And if you go out with a seducer who doesn't promise, who makes a bunch of promises they can't really follow up on, they might even make you pay half of the meal, on the first date. That's another sign. But they act unexpectedly, but they'll tell you what they're going to do to you. That I don't treat women well. And the whole impulse of women to tame that beast or that monster, is a point of pride for them. Depending on if you're a young kid, like in your 20s, maybe you have the time to do that. But at my age, it's like TikTok. I'm not into it. Okay. I don't have that kind of time to work through this with you. I think they're going to be really open about the fact that they're a jerk or that they're a whore. Okay. If they're a woman. Okay. I don't think I need to clarify this. It's pretty straightforward, actually. Sorry about that, Aries. Well, I mean, don't get into a relationship with them. You're going to know this probably on the first date. Okay? So, they're your next potential romantic partner. What does the next potential romantic partner for Taurus, do they have good intentions in a romantic relationship with Taurus? Will the next potential romantic partner for Taurus have good intentions for Taurus? Will the next potential romantic partner for Taurus have have good intentions with Taurus? I heard no. Sorry. Usually what I hear overrides whatever I see in the cards. And I'm pulling 6 cards, by the way. 9 of Wands. Person has a lot of boundaries. Sorry. This person has a lot of boundaries, or you'll feel the need to put up boundaries, or you have the feeling they're withholding information and you just, until you ask like really specific questions. King of Wands in reverse. Now, here it's the movie tarot. So this is Indiana Jones, right? In reverse. They may be a sophisticated player. Remember, I heard no, okay? 6 of Coins. They may be like, it doesn't matter if they're female or male. They're not overly masculine or feminine. In other words, they're not a feminist, or they seem like really even-keeled. They might have scorpionic tendencies with the Tower in reverse. Now, the Tower in the upright is like an angry person, okay? Maybe this person has worked through that. They might even have found God, but they're not like in-your-face religious. And then they have the Page of Wands here in the upright. They'll invite you first. Now, the Page of Wands is underneath the King of Wands in reverse. They won't share information, like they're not TMI. They're very careful about what they say, and they're not necessarily hiding anything. But they're not going to share everything with you in one shot, or even during the courtship. Now, I heard no. And then you have the Empress in reverse. They've been married before or had a serious relationship before. It was torrid. You know, I feel like this person is very even-keeled. They're fair, okay? They're neither overly masculine nor a feminist. They're just like, hey, you know, I believe in equal rights for everybody. It's like that. But they have secrets. Do they have good intentions? I heard no. 1, 2, 3, but I have 3 uprights and 3 reverse. I can't tell what they're looking for. I mean, from these cards. So I'm going to clarify. Like, if they don't have good intentions, what is it that they want? Are they just looking for sex or what? Because I'm not getting really like sexual cards here. I do have a sophisticated player card. Okay, Indiana Jones could not hold down a relationship to save his life, right? And this person in the Men in Black was told not to have relationships because, you know, you're on a mission. This person might be religious, but quietly so. Meaning they might have reconverted recently. Or in the past, I want to say 3 years. So I want to know, what does this mean? Right? They've experienced a tower in their life that's injured them. Okay. Is it relationship related? Not necessarily. What does the Tower mean in reverse for Taurus? What does the Tower card mean in reverse for Taurus? What does the Tower card in reverse mean for Taurus? What does the Tower card in reverse mean for Taurus? What does the Tower card mean in reverse for Taurus? King of Pentacles in reverse. Now this is the Shuffle Tarot, which takes 2 or more images from the Rider-Waite to merges them for a more dynamic message. Here again, you have Scorpionic energy along with Earth. Here's the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, but it has the Judgment Angel here, which is a significator for Scorpio. So the King of Pentacles in reverse is an ungenerous person. So strong Scorpio vibes here. Again, your sun sign is what you project publicly in the public arena. Your moon sign is how you really are when you get them alone. Okay. Now, 2 kings as a tarot cluster mean a business cooperative, so you may know this person through work. Are they a person from, they could work a charity quite openly, like that's a part of their identity. Like, hey, we work together, but they talk about it constantly. That might be a clue. Again, they might have been married in the past or had a failed marriage in the past. So let's talk about the Empress. They could have been married to a wealthy person, I want to say. What does the Empress card in reverse mean? I heard they're just playing the field. So they're not icky, okay? They may sleep with you a few times, but then run when it gets hard. Like when the first kind of pseudo fight happens. They're like, nope. They're like that. What's this Empress card in reverse mean for Taurus? What's this Empress card in reverse mean for Taurus? God, it's 8 o'clock already. How could that even be like a thing? It's like light out. I don't understand. Yeah, they were married before. And it was not happy. Here's this 10 of Cups in reverse. You have multi-generational. It's usually a marriage card. Okay. And it's mixed with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So if this person was wealthy that they were married to, it was like generational wealth. Like it was a lot of money. Or this person got a lot of money in the divorce. And kids are involved. Page of Swords coupled with the Page of Pentacles, or the Fool, right? They're not, whenever the Fool appears in a romantic reading, they're not serious. So that's why they don't have good intentions. I don't know if they'll share that with you. Because Knight of Wands plus the Page of Wands, I mean, if the pages had a number, it would be the number 12. But here, technically, here you have 10 wands, right? Now, 2 pages mean trouble between friends. Maybe when the marriage fell apart, they lost their friend group because maybe they shared that. That's one key that you have to have. If you ever get married, you need to have your own friend groups. They can overlap, but you need to have your own friends. That's really important. They're not serious. And even though I said playing the field, it's not like they're a whore. It's just they're not looking for marriage, but they still want to clean the pipes. They still want to experience other people. It's not cold like that. They still want to date and stuff like that because they think they like people. But it doesn't look... They might even say... Well, I mean, they might be open about the fact that they just got through a lousy marriage, right? And divorce. But they may something, I may want to get married in the future, but not right now. But the answer is like, not now, ever. Because it's like still so fresh. It's like that. But they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot on a date, you know? So they're intelligent. Okay. Now we're going to read for Geminis. Does the next potential romantic partner for Geminis, do they have good intentions for Gemini? Does the next potential romantic partner for Geminis, do they have good intentions for Gemini? Does the next potential romantic partner for Geminis, does that person have good intentions? Those people have good intentions for Geminis. Oh, this is dark. I don't know what's going on. I heard not really. I hope we get some new energy here soon. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This person may hide the fact that they need something from you. Like she's going on a treasure hunt. She's wealthy, but there's stuff that she needs that she has to go hunting for, right? By any means possible. And then you have the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is lost in translation. Now, this person was married and then tempted to have an affair, but they didn't, but there was temptation, right? In the upright. This person may be married or might engage in at least emotional affairs with others. Definitely Two Cups. I mean, you might date them or you might have a soul connection to them, like a deeper one than just, hey, let's date. Ace of Sword in the upright. Kind of curious how these are to Brad Pitt, Fight Club, right? This person thought his life was going one way and then it went left just by meeting somebody, okay? So you might be the prompt to, remember I heard not really, okay? But that could be changed, right? It wasn't a no, in other words, okay? Whether they had good intentions or not. It's not strong, but it's got the kind of like I fell in love, I fooled around and fell in love, There's affair energy here, definitely. They might be, if they're not married to somebody else, they've been with someone else for a long time. Like they're in an established relationship. Ten of Swords in reverse. They might, if it's a dude, because men do this. And Capricorns do this. So they might be a Capricorn. If they get in a fight with their partner, they'll actually sleep with someone just to get back to them, even though revenge is only matters or counts if the other person knows about it. So it's like a secret revenge. I don't know. And then you have the Nine of Swords in the upright. They're a warrior. They might be uncomfortable in dates. Meeting you might change something for them. Meaning they might be on one path meeting you might make them quit the marriage and go out with you because they like you better. Or, this we have to clarify, they're with a gold digger of a wife, maybe. Because she was like constantly renovating, and he was traveling because he needed more money because she needed, money all the time for renovating. In the movie, she's renovating the home. And he loves her and does these things because water signs, they perform through action, not speech. Like they might show you they love you, but not say it. So Lost in Translation, the movie, was like all these people want to say something to each other and they don't. And they kind of skirt around the issues. And if you watch that film, at the end of the film, he actually, unlike his wife, he actually tells her how he feels about her, we suppose. And to make sure that the person she's with, that there's communication and no loss of translation, right? Same deal if you're a man watching this film, watching this reading. You meet somebody who puts you on a different path. This is where free will comes in. You have a blueprint before you come down here, right? You're like, I'm a Gemini and I want to have these Gemini benefits and these Gemini challenges. But there's a kind of like a wishy-washiness. Like they can switch decisions on a dime, right? I like you, I don't like you. I love you, I don't love you. You know, it's just the nature of it, right? There's a gold digger around in your energy. Either you're dating them or you're married to them. And you meet somebody like possibly on a plane, because this person was traveling when they first met. This person is able with you to show their authentic self. Like the character he meets on the plane, I forget what his name is, Edward something, this actor. Anyway, who was, dating Salma Hayek for years and years. Anyway, he meets him on a plane, recognizes that he's a perfect candidate for this secret fight club, right? And changes his life. This person is able to express themselves completely. And they give you something that you need, okay? That you need to hear or you need to feel. And it's young, dumb, and honeymoonish. But there's worry. Dating worries this person, either because they're with somebody or whatever, right? But they're betraying somebody. I don't think it's you. I think they're betraying somebody by being with you. Okay? I mean, they are dating. But even if they hadn't had an affair, they're not looking for an affair, in other words. This is the kind of person who needs somebody to be in pocket before they leave somebody. Okay? It's like one of those. They can't just say, no, I don't want to do this anymore, and then take time to heal and then start dating. I mean, they can't be alone. And apparently they choose you. So the not really I heard was that it's not like something they were planning. I don't think I need to clarify. They think you're better than the person they're with. So they're going out with you. Okay. So it seems like they have good intentions after all, which is Vive la Différence from Aries and Taurus. Now we're going to read for Cancers. Does Cancer's next potential romantic partner have good intentions for them and the relationship? Does Cancer's next potential romantic partner, I heard yes, and I felt it too. It's kind of sometimes I feel words. I heard and felt yes. Does Cancer's next potential romantic partner have good intentions for Cancer signs? These are really hard to shuffle. Do Cancer's next potential romantic partner have good intentions for Cancers? Judgment. I don't know if they're a Scorpio. they might be a Scorpio. This is like, Kill Bill, Volume 2, right? This person's been really injured in the past, okay? Scorpios and Virgos and Capricorns are really revengey kind of signs, okay? So tread carefully. Anyway, I heard yes, right? And felt it. Three of Swords in reverse, they're definitely healing from something, okay? They've been hurt in the past. Eight of Cups, something they had to walk away from, which I feel was really hard for them to do. And yeah, Ten of Swords right underneath the Kill Bill. They took revenge on that person, for sure, and now they're past the betrayal. I don't know if you're dealing with a Gemini, too, because you have some of the same cards. Here you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and it's underneath the Three of Swords. 3 plus 4 means healing, right? They're just getting into mental stability again. And then here you have the King of Cups. Lost in translation in reverse. This person won't share their feelings like immediately. They'll be pleasant enough while you're getting to know them. They do have good intentions. This is the next person. Next potential romantic partner. This isn't like 2, 3 down the line. All of these readings are the next person. Do they have good intentions or not? This person does, but they're not going to show it at first. They're still kind of wounded, right? So let's clarify. Again, the Shuffle Tarot, because I'm sure somebody will timestamp this. The Shuffle Tarot merges 2 or more Rider-Waite images to make a more dynamic message. So I want to... They are looking for a new beginning. They're on the cusp of a brand new beginning. They have a lot of Swords energy. Okay. This person doesn't share a lot at first. Okay. Especially since they're kind of like the walking wounded. What is this 10 of Swords in reverse mean for Cancer signs? Next partner. What's this 10 of Swords in reverse mean for Cancer's next potential romantic partner? I'm seeing the word and the color blue, which means like strong healing energy. I'm just getting a message. Strong healing energy. Yeah. Like they are trying to get Zen. They might even be into Christianity or Buddhism. Catholicism. See, the Hierophant and the Hermit are merged together, right? This is a person who is open to marriage. Yeah, with the Six of Wands in reverse, coupled with the Six of Swords imagery, this person feels defeated after betrayal. So they may be recovering from a betrayal. And as you know, the biggest betrayal in love is finding out somebody doesn't love you after all because they've had an affair. Because people who have affairs don't love their spouses. I mean, it's as simple as that. They're just using that person to cook and clean for them or make money and, let you have a house to clean, that kind of stuff. What is this King of Cups in reverse mean? What is this King of Cups in reverse mean? The Cancer signs and their next romantic partner. From the first date, they'll let you know whether they like you or not. And it seems like they will. Now, this was a really short shuffle, too. This card wanted to come out. We're clarifying the Eight of Cups. This person was betrayed and they walked away, no problem. Like they didn't give this person another chance. Even though the Judgment card is in the upright here, like they were so pissed they could kill him. And then the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Magician card and the High Priestess. This person will make the first move on you. And there's something mysterious about them. They might have Taurus or Pisces energy. Now, 2 aces as a tarot cluster mean a lucky break or a new partnership. So this will be a partnership. It doesn't matter that both the aces are in reverse. It just means you're on the cusp. It's like a timing thing. Now, this Ace of Swords, which you got twice, is coupled with the Ace of Pentacles. This person is open to marriage again, and they have good intentions for you. Okay. Now we're going to read for Leos. Does the next potential romantic partner for Leos, will they have good intentions for Leos? Will the next potential romantic partners for Leos have good intentions for Leos? They think you're fun. That kind of goes hand in hand with the nature of your sign anyway. Hi, little baby. Hi, little baby. Smell, smell. You just smell. Yeah. Well, the next potential romantic partner for Leos have good intentions for Leos. Seven of Coins. They are. Hi, baby. King. You want King? You want King? You did baby. No biting. Little baby, yeah. Are you my monkey, my baby? Hi, little baby. Little baby. This person may be waiting for something. That's a waiting card. It's also an investment card. 8 of Swords. They might be, like a warrior trapped in their head, cagey, Chariot card in reverse. Now here in the upright, he's stuck, right? Because the Chariot in the upright and even the Rider Waite is stuck in the upright. In reverse, it's movement forward. This is somebody who's into movement. They might be a strong Cancer sign as well. Here, the Knight of Cups. They'll be mysterious. They might catfish you at first, or they might test you by catfishing you. Remember in The Princess Bride, the Dread Pirate Roberts is really, her long lost love. And he thought she betrayed him, so he came in as another person, right? 6 of Wands, Victory. Queen of Swords in reverse. I think this person has good intentions for you. They're going to be cagey, though. They're wanting to know whether they should invest, but they're looking for an investment. I don't feel like love is transactional for him or her. But they will offer love. But they're going to test you, okay? But the key is, they can test you once, but if they keep testing you, what's the point of that? Now, this is, what's that film? I forgot the name. The one with Sharon Stone. I'm really tired. I've been reading for like 5 hours. In the reverse, she's authentic. In the upright, she's hiding something, right? So she shows a little bit of herself, but she's putting on a front. This person will, there's nothing unusual about this situation. Usually you're meeting somebody's representative for the first 4 to 6 months. Okay? then they start showing little bits and pieces of their true self. Or I don't want to, they're not being deceptive, okay, necessarily. They'll use deception to test you, but they'll find victory with you. You know, after it's going to take time, then they'll calm down and then they'll feel comfortable. This is a person who's been hurt, or I want to say chatteled in relationships. What the fuck is chatteled? Is that like sales? Almost like a slave, right? Chatteled. A personal possession. All of the chattel had been stolen. An item or property other than real estate. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. So whoever they were with before, like, treated them like they were a thing to be used, right? This person wants to move forward on their life. They might travel, either short distance, long distance, internationally. But they're not going to show you everything up front, okay? And in a way, that's a test of itself, right? I heard they'll show you if you... So you have to ask really specific questions. They won't hide... They won't offer information about themselves, but if you ask specific questions, they will. Okay? Like tarot readers. Okay. But they're willing to offer love. That's the thing. I'm curious about this Gladiator card in reverse. What's this Chariot card in reverse mean for Leos and their next romantic partner and their intentions? What does this Chariot card in reverse mean for Leos and their next potential romantic partner? I heard love of my life. Seems promising. So they'll know quickly whether you're the one or the next one, right? Wow, it's clarified by the Chariot in reverse again. See, here, he's, the only time he's really in a chariot is when he's after he's been enslaved, like chattel. And he's victorious, but he's stuck, right? It's right next to the stuck card. And in reverse, this has not only chariot, but justice imagery. But still, it's a halt. You don't see these things moving, right? In reverse, there's movement. This person may have a double Cancer in their chart. They're very watery. With the Moon card in reverse, coupled with the card we don't speak of. See how they're free now, right? It's in reverse. So they're looking for a fair and balanced relationship where one is not beholden to the other, nor dependent on the other. So whatever relationship they were in before, they were used, or someone used them to gain materially. Right? Okay. Well, that's interesting. Now we're going to read for Virgos. Will Virgo's next potential romantic partner have good intentions for Virgos? Will Virgo's next potential romantic partners have good intention for Virgos? Will Virgo's next potential romantic partner have good intentions for Virgos? I heard yes and no. I don't know what that means. Oh, there's the card. Three of Wands. A missed opportunity. Either they were or you were. The Fool. Now remember, in Forrest Gump, he was pining for Jenny, who happens to be the name of my spirit guide. How weird is that, right? He couldn't get, he needed to like jumpstart his life again. And he did it by expelling all this negative energy he had up inside him. It's almost like he was preparing. Like, remember when he came back from this long, epic journey? So, I mean, you may know this person because he knew Jenny, right? It's like this person tried to offload a bunch of negative pent up energy so he could approach Jenny again if she reached out, right? In other words, he knew he had need to clear out negative energy. And then Six of Swords, this person may be travel from a distance or be moving, okay? Or planning to move. But this person is now in a space, if they were on turbulent waters before, they're in a better place now. So you know this person. Justice. Now this is like vigilante justice, right? So this person is fair and balanced now. They may have marriage on their mind, okay, because the Justice card is in the upright. Right? Theoretically, they could be married. King of Cups in reverse. Either they show too much emotions or they hold their emotions inside them. Again, not a big talker. This person shows through actions rather than telling you. Okay? Lost in translation. And then the Sun. If you're a woman, they think you, because she's a nun in this film, okay? They think you are a wholesome woman, okay? And you bring them the Sun. See how all these swords are really cold? You make this person feel like they've never felt before. Okay. So do they have good intentions? Remember, I heard yes and no. I mean, basically, it depends on you. They'll make a small move toward you. And if it doesn't work out, they'll pull back. Okay? They had an opportunity before. Maybe they were working something out in their life with the Vigilante Justice card, right? Or they may work in the justice system. Anyway. But this person may be, or may have, prepared for you. Like, I need to clear out this negative, drama king or queen energy. They may have been in a loveless relationship before. I want to say. I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyway, they want a new beginning. If given the opportunity. What is this Three of Wands in reverse mean?
Hi, kitty kitty. Little baby. Little baby. Yeah. Little baby. Little baby, yeah.
What does this Three of Wands in reverse mean for Virgo and their next potential romantic partner and their intentions? What does this Three of Wands in reverse mean for Virgos and their next potential romantic partner? I'm seeing like the Lovers card in my head. I don't know if it's because Lovers keeps coming in our cycle. King of Pentacles in reverse. We're clarifying this card. Three of Wands in reverse. Maybe they thought you weren't generous before, or they feel like they don't have a second chance with you because you would not be generous. Because you're an earth sign, right? But this has elements of the Judgment card, right? They feel that whatever loss of faith has happened between you, because you know this person, that it can be fixed. And there may have been others interfering, but they want victory with you. They feel that you're soulmates because this is the victory card with the Six of Wands coupled with the Six of Cups. They're willing to, if given the opportunity and they feel like they have an opening, they're going to fight for you. And this actually jives with the May reading and the reading I just did live. This person feels like you're soulmates, just like he and Jenny were soulmates. And there was like an element of obsession, like she was the only one, so he named all 12 of his boats after Jenny. Jenny 1, Jenny 2, Jenny 3. Right? Like he just knew. He had eyes for no one else. But he doesn't want it to be transactional. He wants it to be real. He or she. I say he because it's a king, right? But it can be a she too. They think you're wholesome, like in a real way. I don't know what I mean by that. That you're not promiscuous, right? And you're their son. They may ask you on a trip. I mean, he's in the movie Lost in Translation, he's in Tokyo. He's in the Wild West. He's like everywhere. It might be road trip, right? Might be a hike. I don't know. Running a marathon. I don't know. What's this Fool card in the upright mean for Virgos and their next potential romantic partner? What is this Fool card in the upright mean for Virgos and their next potential romantic partner? I just heard the word Hades, like the place. I mean, I think that's hell. Greek god of the dead. The ruler of the dead, he received the underworld as his domain. I don't know if this person thought he was a bad person, and that's why he was clearing out energy. I don't know. There's like this really weird, not like bad weird, but this preparation energy. What's this Fool card in the upright mean for Virgos and their next potential romantic partner? They knew they had to do some shadow work, in other words. But what other preconceptions he had about people and relationships he had to like empty, right? Now here you have the Eight of Wands in the upright coupled with the Eight of Swords, clarifying the Fool. This person is still preparing. So will it be April or May? I don't know. But Eight of Wands in the upright is Sagittarian travel energy. It's ruled by the 9th planet. You might be planning on moving. Maybe moving closer to you. I don't know. But that's also messages. And of course, you have the Page of Pentacles in the upright and the Hangman coupled together. They might approach you like their small openings. They won't come at you like intensely. They might test to open a door like, hey, you want to talk about a business opportunity or something like that. But they're totally focused on you because you're the Pentacle. Like, totally. Just like Forrest Gump was focused on Jenny. Anyway, I'm not going to clarify anymore. I'm kind of like, this feels so sad to me, right? But in Lost in Translation, he was sad in the upright, but he wasn't admitting it. How much juice do I have? Okay, I gotta move through this. What's this King of Cups in reverse mean? The Virgos and the next potential romantic partner. So there might be a Libra, a water sign, Pisces, Leo. The sun is August. Justice is like October, November. What else do we have here? Fool is January. They might have been preparing from January. Anyway, what's this King of Cups in reverse mean? For Virgo's next potential romantic partners. This is a group reading. It's not just for one person. Okay? Someone is very focused on you. Now, here we have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords in reverse. This person is still like trying to make a decision about you. Knight of Swords, ultimately, they want transformation to come really quickly towards you. And then you have the Seven of Wands in reverse, which is coupled with the Seven of Pentacles. The waiting is over, and they're going to... Once they get the opening, and if they get like a positive response, they're just going to go all in, like super quick. Anyway, that's a lot of cards. Yeah, okay. So the answer is yes, they do have good intentions for you. If you let them show it. Okay. Now we're going to read for Libra.
Are you my sleepy baby? Are you my sleepy baby? My sleepy? My sleepy baby? Sleepy baby? Yeah. Sleepy baby, yeah.
Do Libra's next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Libras? Do Libra's next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Libras? Does Libra's next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Libras? Do Libra's next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Libras? I heard something, but it was all jumbled, so I didn't understand it. It was like a single word. I think it started with a Q. It kind of sounded like kumquat. Oh no, but I can't be sure. I mean, that can't be it. So you might be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Pisces, but this is the significator for Pisces. I forget what movie this is from. But there might be a wait of 9 to 12 days. And then you have the Nine of Cups. You are their wish. King of Wands. I feel like they have baggage from relationships. They've never really worked before. Because maybe they're kind of cold. You might know them from work. So they're like a cold fish, or they're over dramatic. Like a drama king or queen. Wow. Justice in the upright, they might work in the justice system, or they maybe want fairness, or maybe they're looking for marriage. And then the Seven of Cups in reverse. This person might have a wake-up call about you. Now, this is a wake-up call when it's in the reverse. This is a wake-up call when it's in the reverse, right? So they're going to have a revelation about you. This indicates to me that you already know this person, possibly from work, or you met them through work. Okay, so let's clarify. Nine of Cups. Please clarify the meaning of the Nine of Cups in the upright for Libras and their next potential love partner, romantic partner. What's this Nine of Cups in the upright? They'll really like you. You're like the cat's meow to them. Whether they're male or female, you're like, yeah, this is cool. They're fair and balanced. What's this Nine of Cups in the upright mean for Libras and their next potential romantic partners? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now this just could be a delay. They're still thinking about making a move, or they haven't quite reached that realization, but eventually they'll get there. So this looks like a delay. But it's coupled with the Magician, right? And the World. It's their wish to start a new life with you. But they're not quite making a move yet. Again, the Seven of Cups in the upright. They're making plans. It's coupled with the Seven of Wands. They're making plans. It's almost like they're preparing, right? I want to know what this Hangman is. What's this Hangman card in reverse mean for Libras? I mean, this might be your energy too, this Justice card, because it's your significator. Strong Pisces, strong Sag energies. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. What's this Hangman card in the upright mean for Libras and their next potential romantic partner? We haven't had to break out the Wizard of Oz to clarify the clarifiers. Knight of Pentacles is coupled with the Chariot card. They're moving in slowly. The realization is slowly creeping in, and then they'll like boing, you know. Wonder why I switched to clarifying for the King of Wands and then switched to the Hangman. They're preparing an offer. And then you have the Nine of Wands in reverse, coupled with the Nine of Pentacles. This person is okay alone, but they like you. So they're willing to, but they don't need you. They want somebody like you. Maybe you're their wish, like their ideal partner. I want to clarify this because this is like a sophisticated player card. Somebody who can't be pinned down, right? What's this King of Wands in reverse mean for Libras and their next potential romantic partner? What's this King of Wands in reverse mean for the next potential romantic partner? What's this King of Wands in reverse mean for Libras and their next potential romantic partner? They haven't fully decided yet with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe they want to get their finances up, or they just can't make a decision. They don't know. They're not totally, they know that you're their wish, but they haven't come to the true realization, at least during April and May. So the Moon card in reverse, the secret will be revealed, or you'll reveal something about yourself that gives them that boing moment. Like, oh my gosh, I'm like totally aligned with that. But it's coupled with the card we don't speak of. right? They might dream about you or be kind of obsessed with you, but they don't know why. Like they think about you constantly. And you work with them. They can't let you go. I don't know if they've even tried to let you go. It's not like that. They have the boing and like, oh, I work with this person. So like they start putting walls up and then they can't deny themselves. You know, it's like that. Okay. Well, it seems like they have good intentions, and that's the important part, right? That's the whole point of the reading. If you want a deeper dive, you know where to get a hold of me, ministryoftarot@gmail.com. Okay, now we're going to move on to Scorpio. Does Scorpio's next potential romantic partner have good intentions for Scorpio? Does Scorpio's next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Scorpios? Does Scorpio's next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Scorpios? Wheel of Fortune here is Back to the Future, so you may know them already. Okay? 1982 might be important. Also, 10 o'clock, I want to say on the dot. I want to like follow up with that. 10 o'clock on the dot. Because it's showing 10, right? They may be a professor by profession or a drug dealer or a philosophical drug dealer. I don't know. Here you have Scarface. And this is the Emperor card in reverse. They might be bossy, like oppressive bossy, like super like masculine. And then you have the Two of Swords, a decision to make, or it's balanced, or they feel balanced about you. And then you have the Ace of Wands, which is like Enter the Dragon. They might actually, I mean, they're like so super masculine that they watch like MMA, or they actually, you know, practice martial arts. But they want luck with you. And this is like the Smexy card, right? They might be preparing to ask you out. So you know them already. Seven of Coins, there's waiting or a delay involved while they take care of something, I want to say. And then you have the King of Pentacles in the upright, which is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? They might be mysterious and they might have status in the community already. They might have a sweet tooth. Okay. They might have like this really stern sort of exterior, like very cold in business, but really they're just a teddy bear on the inside, right? Sex isn't their number one goal. It's getting to know you. So do they have good intentions? Yes. What is this Emperor card in reverse mean? And even if it's a woman, she's super masculine. Like she likes sports, that kind of stuff. What's this Emperor card? And she might be bossy, I'm just saying. They're used to leading, let's just say it that way. What's this Emperor card in reverse mean? But if you're an ultra feminine female, or sorry, if you're an ultra feminine male, this person will balance you out. What is the... It makes me think of King Edward and the Duchess and Duke of Windsor, right? Because she was like a dominatrix to him. So I don't know if you're into that, if you're a dude. The Hierophant in reverse. They may not be looking for marriage. They may have a strong Aquarian qualities, okay? Marriage may not be on the table. But they still have good intentions. They want to have a life partner. They might be healing from a broken heart or a loss of some kind, possibly a career or job. It's a lot of cards. And they're looking for a new beginning with the Hierophant too. They might be looking for a job currently, okay? But I mean, all that aside, does he or she have good intentions for you? They do, okay? But you have to recognize that they're healing too. You might meet them or meet with them at night. I think you know them already. So it might be like a late night. Like I can't meet you at 8, I can meet you at 10. Like for drinks or something, I don't know. What's this Ace of Wands in reverse mean? Scorpios and their next potential romantic partner. What does this Ace of Wands in reverse mean? Scorpios and their next potential romantic partners. Page of Swords coupled with the Fool, which remember I put back in the deck. But this is the Page of Swords. Stocky energy. They want to see what you do for them fantasy-wise. I don't know. They can. It's like they're very Aquarian in a way. It's like if they're sexually attracted to you, then you're relationship material. But this person doesn't necessarily have to jump into bed with you right away. And then here you have the Four of Pentacles in the upright, which is coupled with the Four of Wands energy. Again, looking for a practical relationship rather than marriage. I'm just saying. But once you get past this hard exterior, gooey, gooey, gooey on the inside. Okay? Okay, now we'll move on to Sagittarius, because I'm running out of juice here.
Itty bitty bitty bitty. Itty bitty bitty bitty. Yeah. You monkey, itty bitty.
Does Sagittarius' next potential romantic partner have good intentions for Sagittarians? Do Sagittarians' next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Sagittarians? Do Sagittarians' next potential romantic partners have good intention for Sagittarians? Seven of Wands. That's a traditionally defensive card.
Oh, my baby. I know. You, my baby. Yeah. Yeah.
Ten of Wands in reverse. Oof. This person just got over something, so they've got their boundaries up. Ten of Swords. Oof. Now, 2 10s as a tarot cluster mean lucky break or a new job. So this person may have just started a new job. 10 of Swords. Queen of Cups. They're very sensitive and giving emotionally. Then you have the Ace of Coins in reverse. I think they just changed jobs. So they're like in a weird in between
Hi, baby.
hover period
Are you my monkey?
with money. And then you have the Eight of Cups in reverse. This person is so sensitive, they have a hard time letting go.
You're my baby. I love you. I love my little baby. Are you wanting attention? The baby. Yeah, the baby. My Kim Kim? You want Kim Kim? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So he's usually in bed at this time with me. As soon as at 5 o'clock, I feed him, and then I go lay down in bed, and he cuddles with me. Because we have no life. We're homebodies, you know. So he's used to routine. So on Sundays or Saturdays when I'm doing late night private readings, you know, he gets confused. Hi, baby. You're my good boy. You're my little lover boy. Yeah. You're my handsome little monkey. You're my handsome little monkey. Yeah, baby. It's okay. You can go to sleep. So either they're just gotten a new job or a lucky break. That lucky break could be that they don't need a job because maybe they're an influencer or something. I'm not saying they are, but another interpretation of this double tens cluster is that they could be newly retired as well. And so, you know, it's a new money cycle that they're about to start. At any rate, either way, new money cycle. So you're catching them at a time when they've just finished a chapter or finished a cycle. So you have fresh energy nevertheless, okay? But again, kind of like, ooh, this person might have been hurt doesn't indicate, well, yeah, you got the Ten of Swords here in reverse. Yeah, this person's been betrayed before in relationships and love. And he's kind of like, he or she is still kind of like in that space where, how did that happen? And why did that happen? So they might be semi-pining. They don't have closure with the other person somehow. Okay? Either they can't get over the betrayal yet when you meet them, but they have a good heart. They're sensitive. This is a person who doesn't like failure, but they're not like into big victories either. This person feels like they would make their relationship partner the center of their universe, which is always a mistake, by the way. Okay? You have your life, they have their life, then you have your lives together. Okay? That's why if this falls apart, these won't fall apart. You see what I'm saying? You have to be independent. Sure, you belong to each other, you know, but you might even possess each other if you have, depending on the nature of the relationship. At any rate, but you do have you are your own person ultimately. Okay, is my point. This person has a tendency to make someone the center of the universe, and you may think that's great, but this is the kind of person who, where are you going? When are you going to be back? Like, there's fear there. How long are you going to be gone? You know, even though it's friendly, it's like they've been betrayed before, and that's always going to be like at the back of their mind. At least when you meet them. Okay? Okay. So just change money cycles somehow. Either they're retiring or they just change jobs. Let's see why they're so defensive, though. They're trying not to be defensive, but they are. There's some kind of burden that's really heavy on them. Maybe it's the change in itself or something. I don't know. What's the Seven of Wands in the upright mean? for Sagittarians and their next potential romantic partner. What's the Seven of Wands in the upright mean for Sagittarians and the next potential romantic partner? The Star. Coupled with, it looks like Temperance. And I have to kind of cover her up. Now, the Star card is a very romantic card. This constellation in the background, is the constellation of Aphrodite. They're looking for love. They're hoping for love. But they feel like, with this Page of Swords in reverse and the Fool card coupled, they're hesitant to make a false move. But they're also going to kind of obsess with whoever they're with. Not in an unhealthy way, just like they have like way too much focus, right? Again, you're the center of they make their romantic partners the center of their universe. They merge with them. Okay? And that's a mistake. They're a little clingy. They could be. But at first they'll be very protective and they'll act like they're not. Because they kind of suspect maybe that was part of the problem. I don't know if it was or not. I don't know your guys' life or theirs. So anyway, do they have good intentions? Yes. They just don't want to blow it. And they don't want to be hurt. So there's that. Capricorn. The Capricorn's next potential romantic partners have good intention for Capricorns. I heard no right away, like right off the bat. Sorry, Capricorns. Does the next potential romantic partners for Capricorns have good intentions for Capricorns? I heard not at all. You got like, I don't know, I get like a really icky feeling. Four Swords in reverse. They might be healing from something or recovering from something. It could be an illness or it could be a relationship. They want movement forward, but they're kind of halted right now. Okay, they may prefer the beefy gladiator Scottish type. And then the Star card in reverse. Now this is A Star is Born with Judy Garland, right? In reverse. This person feels uncomfortable in the spotlight. And then you have the Page of Cups in reverse. If you know this person, they don't forgive you. The High Priestess in reverse. They might be Taurus, Pisces, the Cancer, Aquarius. But here is Beetlejuice, right? She could straddle both reality and the otherworldly. In reverse, this person either lacks intuition about relationships, like it's almost as if they have no game. And then 7 of Coins in reverse. The thing that comes to mind is that they're looking for the one, and I'm getting the inkling that they don't think you're it. But they may still try to have a relationship with you. But they're not offering emotions, or it's an immature kind of puppy love kind of vibe, or it's a best friends with benefits kind of thing. Ugh, this is gross. I don't like this. So yeah, no. The answer is no. I don't need to clarify. Sorry. Now we're going to read for Aquarius. And we just have enough juice to do that. The next two signs. Do Aquarius' next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Aquarius? I heard, and it's really gender specific, they love him. So this sounds like it's, I don't know, I guess it could be either way, either gender. Do Aquarius' next potential romantic partner have good intentions for Aquarius? And I'm going to have to get up early tomorrow and program Bob's. It's a lot of Bob's. It's like 300. Anyway, sorry. King of Swords. Now, just like how I thought, like I have to like do all this stuff, he had like a massive agenda in Mission Impossible. Okay? This is the scene where he breaks into the CIA and, he has to like check his temperature and, avoid laser traps and all that. But this is a person who's logical, rational, knows what they want, right? And they have a lofty goal. And they use their intuition to make decisions. Okay? So they might be, well, everybody's psychic to some degree. But if they're Pisces, they're very psychic. Because all Pisces are psychic. Seven of Coins. They may make you wait. Page of Swords. They might have an idealistic view of you and be severely jealous. They may feel like they have to rescue you or rescue a group because he was looking for the knock list so he could save their identities, right? And this is Taxi Driver. I got the sense that someone was looking over my shoulder, but there's nobody here. There's no ghosts or anything. So this person may be jealous and look over your shoulder a lot. And they might pine for you, and they might be sporty, right? They might be a runner. And then Ten of Swords. They have good intentions, I feel, but they can switch on a dime. It's like as soon as you have a first bite or if you've disappointed them, they even think you're, or suspect that you're messing around. They drop you immediately. Okay? So Aquarius, this person has good intentions, but they're looking for a very specific type of person. They're looking for someone loyal, someone they can trust, someone they can rescue. It's not so much they want to be, it's not so much that they want to be the center of your universe, but they want to matter to you, where their feelings matter and what they do matter. And, the amount of energy you show your interest in them, which Aquarius is really not good at, okay? honestly. They don't want to chase you. They won't. They're not a chaser. It's possible Pisces tend to want to save people, or they look for what do you need, and then they provide the need to show you that they love you. If you need a car, they buy you a car. That kind of stuff. But this person's gonna really be stalky. They'll watch you like a hawk. It doesn't feel like it. I mean, they're kind of like, you like them because they're kind of like at the beat of their own drum. But they're a little bit jealous, but not in a destructive way. Just meaning they're not gonna, beat you or anything. But they'll walk. Like, nope. Okay, you're not the one. They want to matter to you. They want a partner who's going to take them to see their value and that they can trust. I don't really need to clarify that. So are they good intention? Yes. Pisces. Is your next potential romantic partners have good intention for Pisces? Do Pisces' next potential romantic partners have good intentions for Pisces? That's a really short shuffle. King of Cups in the upright. This is from the movie Lost in Translation. This person in this film is doing something they don't normally do, which is film a commercial, because this person plays a movie star in the film. But even though they're well known, they don't want to be well known, but they're trying to keep a relationship together. The Two of Swords in reverse. Can't make a decision, or have to make a decision but can't make it. Seven of Wands in reverse, standing up for their rights. The highly psychic, of course they are, with the High Priestess. They may have paranormal experiences. King of Swords in the upright, they like to save. And the Seven of Coins, waiting. Now, 2 sevens as a tarot cluster mean mutual respect. Do they have good intentions for you, Pisces? I would say yes. I would say yes. You might know them through work or business with the 2 kings cluster. But there's indecision on this part. And then there's somebody they're not disrespectful because there's mutual respect, but they're not going to take your BS either. Okay? So if you make them wait, or you do that stupid 4-day rule, if you act like you don't, like if you try to keep your emotions to yourself because you don't want to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, meaning, let somebody know that you like them, this person is not going to respond well to that. They're going to think especially if you're a dude, they're going to think like you're just like every other dude who does the 4-day or the 7-day rule, and you want to stand out from other people, okay? But you're highly intuitive, so you probably get this anyway. Right? Okay. Let's clarify the 2 sevens. You can go either way with this person. It just depends on your approach. What's this 2 sevens in this reading mean? What's this 2 sevens in this reading mean? What's this 2 sevens cluster mean in this reading for Pisces? It's time for bed already. Ace of Wands coupled with the Ace of Cup in reverse. The 5 of Wands in the upright and the 5 of Swords. But this is the 5 of Wands card. There's something competitive between you. Now the 8 of Pentacles in reverse is coupled with the 8 of Cups in reverse. Either the focus is on money or you have like an apprentice-master relationship or teacher. And Justice card in reverse. There's a separation at this time coupled with the Strength card. I don't know if they're Leo or they have Leo in their chart. Strong water, strong Pisces. But there's separation right now. And you know them through work or business. When I clarified the 2 sevens, the Ace of Wands and coupled with the Ace of Cup came in reverse. You're about to, when you meet them or date them, you're about to start a new chapter in your life. Let's do this 2 of Swords and then be done. What does this 2 of Swords in reverse mean for Pisces' next potential romantic partner? What does this 2 of Swords in reverse mean for Pisces' next potential romantic partner? What's this 2 of Swords in reverse mean for Pisces' next romantic partner? Now, if you're a woman, you can't. Pisces are very sensitive. And they tend to mirror your behavior whether you're a man or a woman, right? It's like, well, they're making me feel this way, so I'll do the same thing to make them feel that way. It's like that. Here you have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, coupled with the 3 of Cups in reverse to clarify. The 2 of Swords in reverse, indecision. You might have a group of people, or they might have a group of people in their ear about this coupling. Other people are not going to be happy about this coupling. But it's none of their business anyway, so. Then you have the 5 of Swords in the upright, coupled with the 5 of Cups. You win over 2 others. So this person has a choice between 3 people, and maybe that's why the decision card is in reverse. It's a lot of cards. Sun coupled with the Hermit card. Now the Sun is the happiest card in the deck, so it's okay in the reverse too. But here in the upright, the Hermit card represents Virgo. So this person might be a Leo Virgo cusper. But here, this person overanalyzes, or you do. We're talking about the other person. So see how this person is holding up a lantern trying to find the answer, but there's all this sunlight, so it's kind of redundant or not helpful, you know? This person will ultimately have an answer for you. And it's a happy answer, apparently.
Hi, little baby. We're almost done. We're almost done, baby. Okay.
My cat's tired and looking at me with cute little sleepy eyes going, Mommy, please, can we go to bed? So I have to go to bed now. Okay, so I will see you guys later. I'm going to try and do a daily every day. But as you can tell, these readings, these all signs, take me at least, it may take other people like a half an hour or an hour. It takes me an hour and a half minimum. Because we go in depth here at the Ministry of Tarot. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. Please share the channel. And if you subscribe, I would be so grateful, okay? Because if you help me, I can help you and upload more readings. I do have a bunch of other themes that people have written me about, so I may just use that for the rest of the week. But naturally, you know, I have like 3 jobs, so you know, if I don't get any higher subscriber counts or doing more readings doesn't seem to do anything, I'll just go back to doing them twice a month. I don't know what to tell you. You know, you weigh the costs with the returns. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful week or day, and I hope these readings provide you guidance, okay? Anyway, I love you all. Thank you.